to be here. Thank you to Elm Discount Package Store for sponsoring the program. I am here, well, except for Matt, alone in the studio. My interview person, and some of you may have seen some of the things that he was posting from La Cocina Cubana. He's a food truck person in the Hartford area. You might have seen his Cubana sandwich visually online, and you were waiting for me to try this, and I certainly was waiting because I've saved some calories today. But my guest was stuck a long ways from here, and by the time he got here, it would have been like 5:15. And so we decided, in the name of sanity, to postpone and to do the interview another time. So La Cocina Cubana it'll be another interview for another day, so you can stay tuned. I can tell you, though, who some of my upcoming guests are, if you guys are interested in knowing. So a week from today, I'll have Rob Landolfi and let's see, who's the other person? Michael White from the University of Connecticut. So dairy bar person, as well as the Director of Dining Services, will be here next week. On the 24th, I will have a couple of people from the local Salvation Army talking about how the holidays went and some of the things that are upcoming for them. March 3rd, I have one of my favorite places for breakfast. Now, don't start throwing stones because, we have a lot of good breakfast places, and, I will travel for food. So the Brooklyn Country View restaurant will be my person that I'll be interviewing on March 3rd. That's just 2 days after my birthday. That will be fun. I've been trying to get her on here for forever. And then on March 10th, I have Monet's Table in Tolland on tap. I will have Twins Pizza on March 17th. On March 24th, I am not exactly sure. Oh, the Rose Room Cafe. Yep. Jessica is going to be here or whatever. And then I'll just go to the end of March, the 31st. We'll have David from Flavors Over Fire. So he's a caterer, and he specializes in barbecue stuff. So I had to wait until the end of March when he was going to be firing up his grill because it's a little too cold. But hey, for people like me, I like this weather. I would take this weather any day. So Matt has things hooked up so that if people want to call in and talk about anything food, we can do that. Matt, you go ahead and say what the number is.
860-456-1400.
860-456-1400. So while there are no calls at this time, whatever you want to talk about food, this is like a free-for-all. I thought I would just take a little trip down memory lane and start at who some of my guests were when I first started doing this, which I think is kind of interesting because a lot of these things it's like history. They're places that were marked in a space and time, but now they're over, and some of these places are gone, and some of the people are gone, and some things have changed. So on my first interview that I did on WILI was Liberia Tropical Algarete, which is on Main Street in Willimantic, and Jackie and Sheely, they're still there across the street from, what is the pub?
Trolley Pub?
Yeah, the Trolley, right across the street from the Trolley. They're still there. They were here for my first interview, and then they were here for what I thought was my last interview, but ended up being oh no, we'd like you to keep doing this. So I was like, okay, that would be fine. Thank you so much. Next, I had people from the Maine Moose, and they are still there. They should be opening pretty soon, and I understand that they have a new person on board who's going to be coordinating a lot of different events and activities, and I think that place will just continue to be like a destination. Like, I don't have to go on vacation. I can just ride my bike to the Maine Moose. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't actually.
No?
I've heard good things, though.
Yeah. I had Jessica Hamilton of All Things Bake Shop on the air. I had the owner of Edible Arrangements, who I think is a different owner now. This is like early times. In my 5th program, I had the manager of Faith Cafe, Bonnie Mernier, which is affiliated with Crossroads Physical Fitness Center and also Crossroads Physical Therapy. So this is a totally gluten-free cafe. She was like my 5th interview. Gosh, I remember just doing these things because food marks us. I remember where I was eating certain things and who I was talking to. Next, we had the chef and co-owner of Jay's, which is a food truck, Jay Riera. Yeah, say it right. They should be coming out of hiding probably after winter here, right? Katie Crop Farms. I'm going to just go through a few pages. Of course, Sage Johnson and Avery Grattan from the Willimantic Food Co-op. That was a dining room table interview, and that was really lovely because I got to try some new things that they brought from the co-op, and actually, there's always something new happening over there. I just like going in there and walking around. This is what I do for entertainment. It's like I'm tired of packing bags. I could just stay home. Nancy Paradise from the Wyndham Senior Center food service manager talked to me about all the things that they have to offer there as far as food and meals. I hope some of you have been getting in on those kinds of things. Chef Deason from Willie Brew joined me on a live. This was before he moved to another restaurant, but he joined me for a live show where we talked about holiday cooking and baking questions. So, those, I would love to have a very robust group of people out there who are asking questions all the time. I like people who ask questions. Like, let's see, I wonder what people are making for, like, if anyone's making anything interesting for Valentine's Day. I don't know if there's anything that would be interesting. Maybe someone could tell us some of those things. We just had the chocolate festival this past Saturday. That went well. I have chaired that cake baking contest for, like, I don't know, ever since it started, 19, 20 years or whatever. So I'm hoping that this was my last year of doing that. It's time to retire. I'm getting older, and I think there are people out there who would love to chair it. And actually, as someone said, they said, well, then next year it'll be called a Ruthless Cake Baking Contest. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I think they should call it that. I think that was funny. Yeah, so that was at the senior center in that beautiful space. It was a perfect space for the contest, and I only hope that it continues and people enjoy it in the middle of winter. It wasn't too cold a day. It wasn't that bad. Of course, I was in a building all the time, but and Bill was like, okay, put in a plug-in for this Friday, so I will do that. This Friday is when they crown the romantic Willimantic Cupid, 10 o'clock a.m. at the Senior Center. Great space. Big party down there. When I used to homeschool my kids, I'd take my kids to almost all of those things. But there's no kids at home now, so. Anyway, on 11/28, a couple of years ago, I was interviewing the owner of Stone Row Kitchen and Bar, who's Andrew Goot. That was very interesting. That was a very interesting interview because I was doing it on site at the restaurant, and within the first 5 minutes of starting the interview, someone in the kitchen just like dropped everything. So like you can hear this big crash, bang kind of thing. And I thought it was very cool because, we don't edit any of these programs. We just let them fly. I send you materials, right, Matt, through the email, and I try to make it 26 minutes, excuse me, or something like that. And then you just take it and you don't do much with it.
Every once in a while, like that one was in 4 parts.
Oh.
I did some editing, so you can't really tell it was in 4 parts.
Oh, and you know what? That one, my phone ran out of memory, and I was interviewing Deborah, who's the owner with her husband of Monet's Table in Tolland, which is a really beautiful restaurant, very beautiful facility, wonderful food, great service, wonderful hospitality. And she was so gracious that I was sitting there like trying to delete things off of my phone so I could make room. She was so gracious to do that. And then she turns around and sends me a thank you in the mail with a $30 gift card to go and eat there. So I was like, that was really above and beyond. I did have Ken Follin and Bill Sayers here talking about the Winterfest and the holiday lights on Main. I think that's an annual event now. That's definitely an annual event. And then I did an interview over, sound is very important If you're hearing me now, the sound quality is probably pretty good from off the radio. This next interview I did was with a registered public health professional dietitian who's in Michigan. Because it's someone I knew. I had a personal connection. And so I asked her her vision is that every family would eat at least one meal together every day, which nourishes their body and spirit so they can go out and change the world. Eating and changing the world. She has a company called the Food Sensitivity Kitchen. She is so learned in what she does and so smart. So that was a Zoom call, and I did another Zoom call with somebody from California.
Yes.
I don't know if that one was so great either, but he was very interesting. He had developed an energy bar that was specifically intending to nourish people who were homeless or who didn't have anywhere to go for meals, had better nutrition than some of the other energy bar things out there. That was the Thess bar. That was very interesting. He had a spiritual aspect to his product, and that was another Zoom one. I think that one kind of sounded like I was talking in a cave or something like that. But the content was interesting. And of course, we have Pleasant Pizza, which is now closed. And at the time I did this interview in December of a couple of years ago, it was still Dimitri Provistalis. They were the owners. And then I did the new owners when they were on board, too, a little ways after that. Gather 55 in Hartford was really an interesting place. It's a place where people can go and learn a skill in the dining services business and cook food and serve food and open to the public. It has a great vibe too. All right, so some other interesting things that I've done as far as with food and people. Let's see. I have to see if I can remember. Oh yeah, this is from, I didn't write the name of the restaurant. It's Gansett Wraps up in Stores,
yeah.
Right, up in Stores. They have a thing on their wall that caught my eye when I was there, and that one I also did on site. I could do their sampler platter probably every day. They have such great fried zucchini, and they also have fried eggplant, sorry. And they have wonderful wraps and hummus and all those kind of good things. They have a thing on their wall that says, "Food is love to be shared." Yeah, I like that. Evelyn D. was a nutritionist. She was in the house here. Happy Days Diner. Happy Days. Oh, it's not even Happy Days anymore. Happy Days.
What is it called?
Thread City Diner 2.
Oh, okay.
2.
Okay.
My understanding is when it turned into Happy Days, Jane bought it from the first owner, which was called Thread City. She changed it to Happy Days, and then he bought it back from her,
Really? Okay.
and he changed it back to Thread City 2. Yeah, a little bit of history. The Painted Baker Cafe, I think it was in Danielson, was a very lovely place to go to, and so was the Chef's Table at the Little Dipper Farm in Brooklyn. Now, they're not even doing what he was doing when I went there for dinner. I went there for dinner just to try it out. Little Dipper Farm, for those of you who don't know, used to be what's called the Golden Lamb Buttery, and it is a beautiful bucolic setting, big old barn, countryside, border stones, animals in the fields, high ceilings, just kind of a rustic, casual type of vibe, depending on how you want to decorate. So you guys mark your calendars out there. May 10th, I'm going to celebrate my birthday there, and I'm inviting everybody I want. And it's going to be a potluck, and it's going to be international. So I have my eye on that. Haven't signed the contract yet, but Little Dipper Farm is definitely in my future, and I can't wait. Even though my birthday is in March, but my sister's coming in May, so we'll do it in May. All right, what else do I have here? Oh, someone's calling. Do I put this thing on my? All right, give you 1 second.
WI.
Yeah.
Sure, let me put on hold and I'll patch it right through.
All right, so
Put those on.
Put them on. See, I've not done this before, so.
All right, in 1 second.
All right. Hey there. Good
Hi,
evening.
Ruth.
Hi, who is
Hi.
this?
This is Sandy. We had spoken a while back about the Guyanese food a while back. You remember you told me we were talking about Caribbean and Guyanese.
Oh, are you in
Jamaica.
Lebanon? Are you the woman in Lebanon?
Yeah, of course.
You know,
yeah.
you never invited me for dinner.
I know. We have to do that. So, I do listen to you regularly,
Aw.
and I'm a foodie like you.
Mm-hmm.
So I often hear of gas station food. I mean, it sounds like a little octane there, but I was wondering if there's any, if you, in riding around here, if you've ever encountered any good food. I know in other states people kind of brag about food at the gas station.
Buc-ee's and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and like a lot of chicken, good chicken, fried chicken and stuff.
Yes.
I was wondering if there's any around here.
Yeah, there is actually. Chicken seems to be the thing that I've seen most of. Of course, you know, if you go into a Cumberland Farms, you can find everything. You can find sandwiches. If you're on a high-protein diet, they have hard-boiled eggs and cheese in a package. But, you know, you can find pizza. You know, you can mix your drinks, whatever. So if you want to go to Cumberland Farms, you can go do that. But the Baker's, is it the Baker's Dozen right on Route 6? It's a new one. Has crispy, crunchy chicken. They have chicken and the big wedge fries, and their chicken is really, really very good. And I think it's similar as the chain that's up near Yukon, where there's another convenience store. I think it's called Sam's Convenience.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only chicken.
Yeah.
It's good.
Now, what is the one you just mentioned on Wyndham?
I think there's a Baker's Dozen. It could be, is it Chaplin? It's on Route 6.
Route 6. Okay. Well, we need a Caribbean restaurant in Willimantic or Indian. We need Indian, Caribbean, whatever.
Sandy, when are you gonna rise to the occasion and open something up for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna open a Guyanese roti shop.
Oh, I would be there, and I'll be there in line waiting for the curry goat.
Yeah, with the dal puri and the palauri and all that.
Yeah, but please do not make mobby for me. I will not drink that.
I know. It is actually an acquired taste.
Yeah, so I'm too old to acquire that taste.
Oh yeah, you don't need to acquire. you don't need to require or acquire that. Hey, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
I've seen you around, but I was a little shy to come and say hello.
Oh.
You know where I saw you?
Where?
Yeah, I think it was in Chaplin or somewhere, Hampton. They had the Mennonite or one of those groups. They had like a food thingy, like
was it the outdoor one where we were chopping
the
wood?
indoor one. It was in
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I saw you there, and I'm like, I think Ellen was talking to you. You know Ellen, she sings.
Yeah. Yep.
And she says, "That's Ruth. Let me go say hello."
You weren't there, and you didn't even say hi. I was there.
I'm sorry.
You know, I love.
At least I'm being honest.
That's
okay.
I appreciate honesty very much. You know, I love that community of people. I give like 10 of the kids piano lessons. So, like, I arrive to one house, 5 children slide across the seat, and then I go to another house, and 5 more children slide across the street. But what I love about them, and this does have to do with food, is I have visited them on a Sunday and brought some of my international friends with me, and they're very quick to open their doors and invite people for like Sunday dinner. So this one family had like 30 people. She didn't think anything of it. She just makes enough food, you know.
Yeah.
I love that they, you know, sit and eat and talk with each other.
Very community. Very nice, giving people they are. Yeah, I look forward to going there, and I promise I'll say hi to you next time we meet. But I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day and to let you know it's my birthday.
Today is your birthday?
No. February 14th.
Oh, February 14th. Well, you know, if you come to Willimantic to the senior center, it'll look like everyone's having a party for you.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think
Well,
I want to go there.
Happy
But
birthday
thank
to you.
you.
We're
Thank you, hon.
we're the same sign then, huh? Are we fishes?
Yeah, we're great Aquarians.
Yeah.
And to your lovely partner there, what's his name? He is
Matt.
nice. He's Matt.
Matt.
Tell Matt thank you for all he does. He's a wonderful man. Wonderful young man.
Thank you.
He's saying thank you. He's hearing what you're saying too.
Yeah, he knows that I call there a lot. I'm a big WILI girl. Big time.
And even though we don't have anything to give away anymore. Right?
That's
Those days
right.
are gone.
It's not always about giving.
It's true.
Taking. It's always about the joy you get from talking to nice people like you.
Well, thanks, Sandy. Thanks for calling. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Good. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. That was very cool. Okay, I can take my headphones off now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have such a long list of great people I've talked to and people who've, like when I talked to Michelle Nicholson, she's the owner of the Flower Girl Bakery and Cafe in Hebron. That is an amazing story. So like during COVID, she started baking and she made like a cubby type of thing and put it on her front porch, and she'd put her baked goods in the cubby and people would come and pick them up, contactless delivery kind of pickup actually. And now she's building like an empire there. She has buildings, she has venues, she's bought the cafe that was there before, and she's blowing and going. I don't know if she's doing any baking classes or anything, but I love to see that I was a part of some of those things along the way. That has been an interesting journey to see all those things. It does not take a long time to talk for a half hour. Half hour is so short. Matt, you said you were going to give me an extended.
Hey, we can work something out.
Yeah, we can work something out. So yeah, Michelle Nicholson from Flower Girl Bakery was one of my interview people. The two brothers Cafe, who are now in East Hampton, Samuel and Eugene Valentin. You got to look at their Facebook stuff. They have great pictures of their food. They're not a very long ride away. Oh, and I had Grace Reddy here, who's the mom of 8, making food every day and talking about how she does that. Very fun. In March, I had Angelo Lucas he's the manager at, Tony's.
Tony's, yes.
Tony's, at that point, they were in business. Well, he was the manager for 46 years, but they've been around for like 50, whatever, right? So many things. I'll stop right there because I just could rattle all these off. It has been a fun journey to talk about food with people, but to me, the best part of it is I feel like food is it's the vehicle to the friendship. And I don't care if you're giving me something gourmet or if it's, graham crackers and milk or a box of macaroni and cheese. To me, what it is doesn't matter. What matters is the company that I get to keep. And, with my international friends, you can bet there will be international food at my birthday. So, Matt, I expect that you will be there.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, you'll have to get a ride. It's a little ways out there.
Okay.
If the contract really goes through, fingers crossed kind of thing. So everybody, I have enjoyed being with you today. Thank you for letting me ramble around. Hopefully we'll see La Cucina Cubana another time. This is Ruth Hartunian Ellenbaugh, otherwise known as Ravings and Cravings, signing off here on Good Company WILI.